Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back. So for today's post, what you will see is the following. The course is going to definitely run a little bit differently than how some of you who might be e-learning Brightspace gurus have seen in the past. I will be posting, as I said last week in one of my prior instructional videos, every day with either assignments or a work period or those kinds of things. So please come back every day. I just find that this helps to really chunk things down for our friends or even for you that to really understand the information, having it in smaller doses. And it also just helps to show the speed at which you should be working in order to be successful. So how things might look differently is this year, instead of having like a textbook or the content pages some of you have been used to in the past, there's going to be not weekly, but unit-based slides for each activity. So what you'll find here once I link it will be these slides. And this is what our content is actually going to be in Google Slides. So this is our first activity for Unit 1, taking stock and assessing myself. Learning goals and success criteria are always important to kind of look at just to answer that question of why do I have to learn this and what should I be able to take away from it all. So give this a read over. Always give these a read over. They'll be at the beginning of every slideshow I share. And then we're going to get right into our first discussion board post. And then Are You an Adult is our next section. In each slide, you'll notice little Bitmoji me will appear. And this is kind of to show you where to stop for each section, each portion. But you will notice in the daily announcements too, it'll even say here, like read slides 1 to 6. Once you've read those slides, you can go into the Adulting in One Word, the discussion board post, and the About Your Pathway quiz. But let's go back to the slides together for a second. So are you an adult? So today, becoming an adult could be measured in many different ways. It could be looking at your chronological age. So as soon as you turn 18 in Canada, bam, you're an adult in the eyes of our government. It could be a sense of action or a sense of independence. So such as moving away from home could be a way you're seen as an adult, managing your own money, things like that. But how do you define adulthood? So what does it mean to be an adult? And that really goes back to this Adulting in One Word discussion board post, which I will talk about in a minute once I'm done going over the slides for this section. So from all this, we're really just taking a reflective look at what we believe adulthood is and where are you on the path of adulthood. So there are two things you're going to do. So one is that discussion board post, which is the Adulting in One Word. So if I click right on that link, it's going to take me to the discussion board. However, I'm just going to switch over to student view here. I want to go over the expectation for discussion board posts with you. So what you will see is this welcome and introduction. So discussion boards are part of your mark as discussed in during last week. So this is where you will converse and produce and interact with your learning and with your peers as we navigate through our course material. Best practices of learning is participating in discussions before completing assignments. And if you wonder how you're getting graded in regards to the discussion board, the rubric is here, but I can understand that the print can be difficult to read because it is so small. But if you click here, it takes you right to the Google Doc. So really aiming for that level 3, that's course expectation. That's where we want to always be aiming for. The first thing you're being graded on is, does your original discussion board post really stick to the question or discussion outline being asked of you? Are you able to really show and demonstrate your learning? Are you able to just create an original board post that stimulates peers' responses, and your post is between 4 to 6 sentences minimum? Second thing you're being graded on is, are you able to share what the discussion board is asking for? Are you able to be precise and to the point, really getting off your message as clearly as possible? Or are you using a lot of filler or fluff words that may muddy the point of your original post you write. So really avoiding any kind of filler and fluff, okay? Get right to the point. Next thing you're being graded on when it comes to discussion board posts is you're able to respond to a peer with 2 or more sentences. That's what the 2+ means, 2 or more. And does this incite your peers to potentially and or actually respond back, therefore supporting a discussion? So instead of just posting back to your peers and saying, yep, good job, like, I like what you said, really go into what you liked, what about they said that you like. So, hey, Jimmy, I really appreciated when you said this because it made me think of this. And if we look to level 3 here, this is where we're aiming, but in level 4, you're really just bumping it up. And then finally, the section, the last thing you're being graded on are your responses to your peers insightful and relevant? Are they able to stay on topic of what the discussion board is asking? Do you avoid filler and or fluff words and you're precise and to the point in an academically responsible way? So once again, getting your clear message across. Looking at level 4 here, to really hit that level 4, you're able to pull direct quotes from what was written by your peer. So, hey, Jimmy, I really liked when you said this, direct quote, because this, and this. I think it supports what we're discussing because really going into that detail. Just saying, okay, cool, or yep, this is awesome, or I really like this, or you did a really great job. That would put you more into the level 1 area. I want to see that meat and potatoes. Because we all know how frustrating it is when you're trying to have a conversation with somebody and all they say is, yep, I totally agree. Conversation doesn't flow very well when you get 1 to 2 word responses. So really treat these posts as if you're having that discussion, hence discussion board posts, with your peer. So your first one you are looking at is the adulting in 1 word. So if we boot out of the student view here, we'll go back into discussions. Your first one, welcome to the first discussion board post. Let's get to know each other a little bit more. So you're going to choose 1 word that describes you. So it could be maybe courageous, and then explain your choice in 2 to 3 sentences. So if I say courageous, I would say I choose courageous because, and then go into that 2 or 3 sentence long reason, okay, or explanation. So in this case, the very first one, you do not need to respond to peers this time, but you will need to respond to peers in the future. So make sure you watch out for how many responses are the peer requirements, okay? But just for now, you're only needing for the first post here, just an original post. So just that and no peer responses, okay? Second thing that was asked of you in our daily post is about your path quiz. So when you click this, it'll open it up into the quizzes for you. You're going to see the teacher view here. But there's 18 questions you need to answer, and they're all multiple choice. So you will say, start with question 1. You're old enough to vote, so that means you're 18 years or older. Your 2 choices are this is me or this is not me. So if you're 18, 19, 20, for example, you would say this is me. Second question, I have life insurance. If you don't have it, this is not me, and go through. You really want to keep track of how many this is me and this is not me's you select. When you submit your quiz, I will go through when I'm grading and write it in your feedback how many you had of each, because the more this is me's you have, it shows the closer you are to the pathway to adulthood. Some of it I did try to explain in little like in brackets, that's the word I'm looking for, in brackets off the end. But if there's things you're like, I don't know what this question is asking, please reach out and email me and I'm happy to answer those questions, okay? So due dates down here at the bottom, adulting in 1 word, due this Friday, September the 13th at midnight. And then the About Your Pathway quiz is due September 11th, which is Wednesday at midnight again. Should not take you that long to get them completed. They're very quick, very fast items. But as always, if you need help, please reach out. I'm now going to link the slides here for you. And good luck, and I'm here to help.